Hi, I'm Debbie from Simply Special Crafts. Today we're going to talk about the Hunkdory Dreams of Spring kit. The Dreams of Spring luxury kit is just huge. If you look at that, it's nearly an inch through, and it contains all of the materials to make 2 black basket cards, 4 Rcocking Shelf Cards, 6 fancy Aperture cards. It has 5 sheets of foiled and die-cut toppers, 4 sheets of accent foiled cardstock, 10 sheets of printed cardstock, and 4 layering sheets as well as an inspiration sheet. So this is a big one. Okay, we're going to start with this really cute basket card. From your kit, there is an instruction sheet for this one. You need 2 sheets of the baskets. They're very well die cut, so they're already trying to pop out. And then a sheet of coordinating layering flowers. Most of the supplies you need, of course, are in the kit, but you will need to add some foam squares, some red liner tape or some kind of really heavy-duty tape, and a piece of ribbon. So let's get started. We're just going to pop out. We're going to pop out our pieces, and they pop out really easy. If you look at the back, you can see what other pieces pop out. And there should be a total of 4 of these. And then each sheet has greetings, so you have a nice choice of greetings to use. And this is really an easy card to construct, even though it looks really complicated. We're literally going to pop out that extra. I just tore that. Won't matter. We're going to fold the card, or fold the item on the score line. And we're going to assemble the pieces back to back using our red liner tape. Now you want to use red liner or some kind of really heavy-duty tape because that's going to take some stress there. So I'll just run a little piece of red liner. Go ahead and cut. So now that I have added my tape to each piece, you can see I'm using 1/4 inch red liner tape, and you can get that tape started with the edge of your sharp scissors. I find it useful to do that to lift the tape. You only have to tape one side of each of your panels because the tape will hold both sides, obviously. Once you've done that, just line up your patterns. Be sure you tape your handles as well, because you want those to be stuck together. And just apply your piece. I'll put on one more to do here. I'll set in my final piece, and then we'll put some ribbon on. Okay, so I have assembled the 4 panels of my basket. Isn't that cute? Now we just have 2 steps left to do. One is to apply the tags and ribbon, and the other is to layer it with the flowers. So you'll just pop out your flowers from the die cut sheet, layer them up, and put them right onto the basket. Now I did find when I was constructing the last one that sometimes you have to fold the flowers to fit into the pattern. So for example, this pansy piece wants to fit right here, so I'm just going to crease the flower to fit into the corner, and it'll still look great. But that way it'll be easy to put on. So I just let the fold of the card do some of the work for me there. A little piece of foam tape here and here. Here and here to hold that securely, and we'll pop it right on the card. And you have enough flowers to really layer each and every side of the basket. So that's nice. This truly is a three-dimensional freestanding card. Okay, so we've added our flowers all around. Tied a little length of ribbon and put a tag on it. In this case I chose the To Somebody Special, and there was enough tags that I actually made my tag double-sided. So that's how we make this cute little basket card. Now in the directions they say if you want to make a table topper out of it, you actually can use all of the panes for both cards and just make an 8-sided one to be a table centerpiece, which is kind of a nice idea for a shower or a little party. So that's that card. Next we're going to work on the fancy aperture cards. To do the aperture cards you're going to use these shaped cards that are in your kit. Here's one with a flower, and you'll see that the shaped aperture cards actually come scored in the center here. So we're going to pop that out. And you can see there's a little piece of extra there. We'll pop that out, and we'll start by opening up an empty card. And then for the flower ones, I'm going to use the round pieces. So I'll pop the round pieces. You can see where I've already taken one of the other shaped cards out of here. I'll pop out the round pieces. And I'm going to layer those up, so we'll just get all these out, and then I'm going to foam tape them together, starting with the largest piece and working up to these smaller pieces. Okay, so I'm going to use these little foam squares. We sell these in our store, they're very inexpensive. You could also use mounting tape cut into little squares if you wanted to for this process. And I'm just going to put several across the back of the larger pieces. Just enough to hold that up nicely. Peel all my little tabs. And then I'm going to... they really like to stick to you. Okay. Just match up the pattern. And continue working, just adding a layer at a time until you've used all your pieces. Okay, well I finished foam taping that up, and you can see I have nice dimension to it. Now I'm going to hold it inside my square, kind of get the placement that I want, and then press it up against the back. I've already put foam tape on the back. And you can see I get this nice dimensional card that shows through the face. And I've already taped up a sentiment here, so I'm going to put my little greeting on it. May add a little bow here, and we have a nice pretty aperture card. Okay, so we finished our little aperture card, and then one of the questions people have had is, what are you supposed to do with the circle out of the middle? How does that fit in the card? And the answer is it doesn't. This is a piece that's just provided to use on a different card, but it was in the center, so they, instead of just leaving it blank, they print on it. Okay, the final card we're going to make in our specialty cards is this rocking card. You can see it has lots of layers and it rocks, and it's pretty. It's got nice little delicate butterflies on it. So let's take a look at how we do that. The rocker card does come with an instruction sheet. Let me show you briefly how to put that together. It's actually pretty simple for something that looks very intricate. It does come with envelopes. Okay. You'll start with this great big piece. And be sure when you're popping them out that you don't miss all these nice little butterflies that they've just printed to use up the cardstock around the edges. Those would be great on something else. Okay, we pop out this center section, and it too is filled with butterflies. So we'll pop those out. I always like to try and pop things from the back to the front, because if you do have any little places where the paper catches and it tears off the back and not off the front of your design. So it's just a little hint to pop from the back of your sheet forward So if any little die cut ever gets messed up, it's messed up on the part that never shows. We have some more pieces here. I'll take this one out. And then we have all of these pieces. They're all part of the same kit. Okay, fold the large piece in half, and then you're going to pull out these little slotted pieces. Toss those. Next we're going to use this piece. And again, you're going to tear out those little slots. They're already perfed and ready to go. You're going to fold the tab. I like to just fold one of them, but you can fold them both. And we're going to feed it through the base so that the ruffly part is in the front of your card. And this becomes the platform into which our other pieces are going to fit. So I'm going to fit it through the front and back of this big piece. And then I'm going to fold it back out so that it creates a stationary platform. And the piece that goes in the very back will be the happy. Fits down through. And here again you fold those little tabs to put it in, then you fold the little tabs back out to hold it in place. Birthday goes in front of that. And you fold the little tabs out. And then we have this little ruffly piece. Slide them through. Fold the little tabs back out. Okay, we've got our constructed rocker. Now you're going to decorate that rocker using some of the pieces that we punched out. You make these stand up by adjusting those little tabs on the bottom. So we've got flowers and butterflies. Let's take a look at our finished one again. I put a little bow on the front, flowers, butterflies, just to really give it lots of activity. That's a very busy card, but it's a fun card, very different than anything else somebody's going to get. That's it for the rockers. Okay, I'd like to go through and just show you some of what's in the kit for the other die cuts and cardstocks. So here we go. We'll start with the 4 sheets of die cut toppers. Some borders and the candy jars. These cute little gardening ones. Here's some of our pieces of foiled cardstock. I'm not sure if the camera will pick up all the foiling, but beautiful foiling on all 4 of these. This one has really delicate foiling, little, looks like stitchery across it. And here's some of the cardstocks that come in the kit. These songbirds were really pretty. And that beautiful roses. And this is really functional. It's just nice little tiny hearts in kind of an ombre coloration. Pretty. Little candy jars border. Some more of those little hearts in a tan treatment this time. Little gardening shed. Corner roses. And some butterflies. And then you also get these layering sheets. I want to show you a couple projects done with the layering sheet. You get hearts, you get butterflies, flowers, and more flowers. Okay, I want to show you some of the layered cards that I did using those layering shapes, and I just love the way these came out. When I layered these up, I just put a little piece of tape down the center of each layer, and then when I was finished, I went through each layer then and just turned the wings out just a little bit. The border strip was done with holographic dazzles, And then I used my Spectrum Noir markers to change some of the silver Happy Birthdays into a matching Happy Birthday sticker. So I really like the way that one turned out. Here's another similar design, same basic concept. Use some little rhinestones to add a body to the butterfly, and some jewel dazzles to kind of create a butterfly trail behind him. Now this one with the hearts was fun. I love the way this turned out, just the subtle building up of the heart. Again, I just took my fingers and kind of turned the individual papers so that I could create some layering, folded them down the center. You can also roll it over a pencil to create that sense of dimension. I changed the color of some of my stickers using my Spectrum Noir markers, and changed the little hearts using Spectrum Noir. Now, obviously the word stickers, the border stickers, the ribbon are not included in the kit, but those are all available at Simply Special. Here's another one of the layered cards. Once again, as I layered each piece up, I kind of turned the paper just using my fingers, kind of rolled it up on itself, and then stacked those up, used some jewels in the center, and I just love the way that turned out. Isn't that pretty? And one final one here, same concept. Once again, I've changed the color of the sticker to make it match my card using the Spectrum Noir markers. Now I'm just going to go through quickly and show you some of the other designs that I completed. In this one, I made a 4x4 card and used some of the pastel mirror board. And one other thing I wanted to point out about this one, I used one of those layering shapes behind this to just kind of give it a sense of dimension. Little candy jars on a 4x4 using the pastel mirror board. This one I didn't take out, but I used a layering shape behind one of the circles popped out from those specialty cards. And it just made a really simple design, but it turned out pretty. This one is made using that very large die cut. I popped out the center, I put foam dots in behind it to give it a little added dimension. Used some of the extra butterflies that we popped off of that specialty card sheet. Here's the candy jars. I like the way that turned out by just adding the little bows and the crystals to the tops of the jars. I thought that turned out cute. Okay, this one is using one of the Versus stickers from the double embossed Versus from Duty, and a piece of pastel mirror board. But look how simple that is, and it just turned out so cute. Just using the components of the kit. The only thing I added was the little piece of ribbon, and then just those little pearls. I like the way that turned out too, very cute. And I guess I've used some pastel mirror board there also. I found the pastel mirror board really coordinated nicely with this kit. Another one of those Versus stickers by Duty. Little rhinestone in the centers just to add a little extra dimension. I layered some of those flowers. You have lots of flowers in this kit, so you can easily add extra flowers to some of your designs. A couple little rhinestones, pastel mirror board, little piece of ribbon. This one I think is a good unisex card, the little gardening shed, little orange bow, and piece of the green mirror board from the pastel mirror board. I like the way this one turned out, just adding the little rhinestones to the centers of the flowers. And I didn't tie a full bow for this one, I just tied a knot, but I think that turned out cute. Another one, just adding the Duty sticker, a few rhinestones, a bow. So you can see how much you can add by just simple touches. 3 little pearls on the bottom, 3 little pearls on the top, add a bow, and then just the components of the kit. I did use some silver mirror board behind there. Very simple but effective, cute little card. Another one of those Versus stickers. This is a larger one, but there was enough space on this card to really pull that off. The little candy jars again. You get a lot of those on the sheet of candy jars. And here's our little butterflies. Always perk up your wings a little bit, because that just really adds dimension. Jewel dazzle borders. Actually, those are glitter dazzle borders. And some of the Versa stickers. There's another one of the little gardener shed. Again, I think this would be a nice masculine card as well as it could be for either male or female. Now this one is from a sheet of die cuts that actually these little holes popped out to actually run a ribbon through there. So by just running a ribbon, tying a knot, 3 pearls on the top, the bottom, and a little piece of mirror board. It's a great way to use up extra little scraps and still make good use of them. Little pastel mirror board in the back, little ribbons. These pieces of die cut actually have a little slot cut out for the ribbons. In this case I put bows over those, but you can run a ribbon through as I've done in this one. And again, very simple treatment. I used the Versa stickers, the ribbon, and just the components of the kit. This one I got a little carried away. I liked it though, I think it turned out fun. I used some of our jeweled bling. We have so many different and wonderful styles of bling available in a category called Jewel Bling in the store. And it's surprisingly affordable. You can do a lot with a single piece by just cutting it up and using the elements that you want. Running the ribbon through. And this is one of our little petaloo flowers. And here's another one where I got all carried away with the bling, but I like the way it turned out. Layered some extra flower pieces, added some little pearls and rhinestones and a bow, and I just really like the final look. Okay, and this last one that I want to show you actually is, there's kind of a story behind this. Some of my best work has been done when I've made a mistake. And this one's one I made a mistake on. I ran the ribbon through, and I run my ribbon through the back. I wrap it around the front, the face of my card before I put it on the cardstock. And that way the ribbons don't show. But I got it all sealed down and realized that it wasn't real even on there and it didn't look very good. So I added this little flower and this little bit of jeweled bling, and I liked the way that looked. But then I thought, well, it's kind of heavy in that corner now. So I took another piece, a littler piece, and added to the other side. And the next thing I knew, I was adding some little paper flowers, and I had little pieces of this jeweled bling left over. So I kind of cut out the leaves and put those on there. I had some pearls left over, so I put the pearls on the little bush and on the bird cage. I don't know how much you can see those, but I absolutely love this card, and it all happened because I made a mistake. And one final one here. I don't know how many cards I have in total from this kit, but I know it's more than 40 from one kit. And yes, I did add some additional materials. I brought in some bling, I brought in some jeweled or some pastel mirror board and some bows, but it just shows that you can pretty much do whatever you want with these kits, and they're a really good value. So again, this is the Dreams of Spring Luxury Card Collection. You get an awful lot for a small price, and I hope you find this video helpful. I enjoyed making it for you.